there. 139.8a is related to updated return. Mahesh, Shruti, good evening to all of you. Yes, I will give you order. Don't worry about that. Okay. So now we are going to start with one very interesting section. In your book, I think it will be on the page number 287. So just check section 287. 287. And in the last part, we will take the doubt, whatever doubt you are having from the assessment procedure question, whatever we did till now. And in that you have any doubt, we will discuss at the end of today's lecture. Okay, but today's lecture will be of the 4 hour. So I will leave you by 10 p.m. today. So till 10 p.m. we will complete everything. Okay. So now guys, today our first section is we are going to start with one new section, that is section 139 subsection 8a is related to the updated return. And this section introduced by the Nirmala Sitharaman ji from Finance Act 2022. Finance Act 2022. So that this is the amendment, and I'm expecting 4-mark question in your examination from this part. Very simple question will be there. 4-mark question will be from this section in your examination. So just focus. Updated return, Finance Act 2022, and this section is applicable from 1st April 2022. So from 1st April 2022, you can file the updated return. Now, what is the updated return? Basically, all people pay attention. So normally, what is the time limit to file the return? So I can take one example. Okay, like for your examination, your previous year is 22-23. So your previous year is 22-23 and your assessment year is 23-24. So what is the normal time limit to file the return? So guys, can I say that your normal time limit is to file the return here under section 139.1, under section 139.1, either 31st July 2023 or 31st October 2023, or I can say that for transfer pricing SSC, it is a 30th November 2023. That is the normal due date to file the return. Now here question is that, yes sir, suppose if SSC missed to file the return on this particular date, SSC has not filed the return on this date, can SSC file the belated return or not? Answer is yes, SSC can file the belated return also. But guys, what was the time limit of belated return? If you remember, then you know that we have discussed the time limit of belated return under section 139.4, and that belated return time limit was 31st December of assessment year or before completion of assessment, whichever is earlier. So here your 31st December of assessment year means, here can I say that this is the date? 31st December 2023. Till that date, SSC can file the return under section 139.4. So under section 139.4, SSC can file the return till 31st December of assessment year, and this assessment year will be ended by 31st March 2024. So till 31st December 2023, SSC can file the belated return. Now question is that, sir, suppose SSC has not filed the return till this date also, can SSC file the return after that? Answer is no. Answer is no. In law, there is no provision that SSC can file the return after this 31st December 2023 also. There was no provision in the law. But guys, Nirmala Sitharaman ji introduced one section by Finance Act 2023. One more point guys, whatever amendment made by Finance Bill 2023 as on the 1st Feb 2023, you know that Nirmala Sitharaman ji presented one budget. So there are some changes due to that budget that is not applicable for May and November 2023 examination. Listen carefully, whatever amendment made by Finance Act 2022 that was applicable for your examination, May and November 2023 examination. Okay, so you are appearing in the May and November 2023, then don't look whatever proposed budget that was presented by Nirmala Sitharaman ji as on 1st Feb 2023. So now pay attention. So sir, you are saying that till this date you can file the return. After that, you cannot file the return. Answer is yes. But guys, Nirmala Sitharaman ji introduced one provision, that is section 139(8)(a), and Nirmala Sitharaman ji says that after this date also you can file the return. After this date also you can file the return, and here Nirmala Sitharaman ji says that you can file the return, updated return under section 139(8)(a) within 2 years from the end of the relevant assessment year. Means after the end of this assessment year, for 2 years time limit, for 2 years you can file the updated return. So here guys, this assessment year will be completed by 31st March 2024. Then you can file the updated return till 31st March 2026. Means till 31st March 2026, you can file the updated return under section 139(8)(a). That is the 2 years from the end of the relevant assessment year. Means after assessment year, 2 years is the time limit. In 2 years, you can file the updated return under section 139(8)(a). Now there will be one question in your mind, sir, when they are having that much time, then obviously why SSC will file return here, or why SSC should file the return here? They will file after that. Now there are lots of time. But lawmaker says that if you are filing the updated return now, then you have to pay the additional tax. Now what is the additional tax here? So guys, lawmaker says that suppose if you are filing the return within 1 year from the end of the relevant assessment year, means after 31st December 2023 and within 12 months from the end of the relevant assessment year, then guys you have to pay the 25% of additional tax. Means you have to pay the 25% of additional tax. Now what is the meaning of additional tax? What is the meaning of additional tax? So pay attention. Guys, whatever your income you declaring in the updated return, on that income you will calculate the tax. On that tax you will add the health and education cess or surcharge if applicable, and after that you will add the interest also. And guys, whatever the total amount that you have to pay, but on that tax 25% additional tax also you have to pay to the government. Means you have to pay the 25% of additional tax to government if you are filing the return within 12 months from the end of the relevant assessment year. Means this date is already passed, so obviously under section 139(4) you cannot file the return. Here you are filing the return under section 139(8)(a). Then guys, if you are filing the return within this particular period, then you have to pay the 25% additional tax to the government. Means whatever tax will be there now, on that tax, suppose for an example, this tax amount is 10 lakh rupees. Tax plus health and education cess surcharge plus interest, on this 10 lakh 25% more. So I can say that here 25% more means 2,50,000. So total you have to pay the 12,50,000 to government if you are filing the return in this particular period. But suppose if you are filing the return after 1 year from the end of the relevant assessment year, but within 2 years from the end of the relevant assessment year, within 2 years from the end of the relevant assessment year, then guys, you have to pay the 50% of the additional tax to the government. You have to pay the 50% of additional tax to the government. So this section is very simple. This section says that, okay, file the updated return. You are filing updated return, okay, then whatever the tax on that, you have to pay the additional tax of 25% if you are filing within 12 months from the end of the relevant assessment year, and 50% if you are filing within 24 months from the end of the relevant assessment year. So if you filing within 24 months but after 12 months, in that case you have to pay the 50% of additional tax. Now one more point, sir, when we can file the updated return? Means suppose for an example, you have not filed any return earlier and you wish to file the directly updated return. Is it possible? Answer is yes, it is possible. You can file that directly return. Means directly your first return can be under section 139(8)(a). You missed to file the return. You want to file directly updated return. You can file the updated return. Answer is yes. Second, suppose earlier you already filed the return under section 139(1) or 139(4) or 139(5). 139.1 was normal return, 139.4 belated return, 139.4 revised return. You already filed the return earlier and now you want to make the updated return. Can you file the updated return? Answer is yes, you can file the updated return, no issue at all. Means earlier you already filed the return, and now you want to make the updated return. Can you file the updated return? Answer is yes, you can file the updated return, no issue at all. Under section 139(8)(a), you can file the updated return. Now one more point. But guys, there are certain restrictions in the updated return that in some cases you cannot file the updated return. One is the, sir, question is that can we declare the losses in updated return? Means suppose, because many people are thinking that, suppose sir, our net taxable income is nil or loss and we want to file the updated return. So can we file the updated return as the loss return or not? Answer is no. Under updated return, you cannot disclose the losses. In updated return, you cannot declare the losses, you cannot disclose the losses in updated return. So in updated return, losses are not possible, you cannot declare the losses. Now one more point. Yes sir, suppose for an example, earlier we filed the return under section 139(1) or 139(4) or 139(5). Suppose for an example, earlier you filed the return under section 139(1). And under section 139(1), you have declared the losses of the 5 lakhs. You have declared the losses of the 5 lakh under the head PGBP for an example. Now you are going to make one return under section 139(8)(a) as an updated return. And you wish to declare the losses of 2 lakh. Can you file that? Answer is no, guys. Under updated return, losses are not possible. Under updated return, losses are not possible. Even you declared the losses earlier was 5 lakh and now you wish to declare the loss of the 2 lakh or 3 lakh. No, you cannot file the updated return with the loss. But suppose for an example, obviously here you cannot file the updated return with the loss of 2 lakh. But suppose if you wish to declare the income, suppose here you wish to declare the income of the 7 lakh, can you do that? Answer is yes, you can do that. Here you can file the updated return, and updated return can be the income return of income only. It cannot be an income return of losses. So what I'm saying that try to understand, earlier you not file any return, directly you wish to file the updated return. Can you do that? Answer is yes. Earlier you already filed the return under section 139(1), 139(4) or 139(5). Now you wish to update the return under section 139(8)(a). Can you do that? Answer is yes. Updated return, can you declare the losses? Answer is no, you cannot declare the losses. Under section 139(1), earlier you declared the losses and now you wish to file the updated return. You can file the updated return but only with the income. Updated return cannot be a return of loss. That return of loss is not possible. Here return of loss is not possible. Now one more point. Suppose for an example, you have already filed one updated return under section 139(8)(a) for any year. Means you already filed the updated return under section 139(8)(a). You already filed the updated return under section 139(8)(a). Question is that again after some time, can you file the updated return of same year? Answer is no, guys. Updated return again cannot be filed for that particular year. That is not allowed. Means under section 139(8)(a), suppose you already filed the return, then for that year again updated return is not possible. Means in simple word, I can say that updated return you can file only once. Updated return you can file only once for every year. Means for an example, for 1 year you already filed the updated return, then for that year again updated return is not possible. Or in simple word, I can say that updated return cannot be revised. Updated return cannot be revised. You cannot file the again updated return for that year. Now one more point. Sir, suppose for an example, earlier we filed the return under section 139(1). And under section 139(1), we declared the income of 50 lakh rupees. Means your PGBP income was 50 lakh rupees in the earlier return. Now you wish to file the updated return under section 139(8)(a). And under section 139(8)(a), you wish to declare the income, that PGBP income you want to reduce to the 15 lakh rupees. Can you do that? Due to that, your tax liability will be decreased. You will be eligible for the refund. So can you claim the refund? Can you decrease the tax liability? Answer is no. Under updated return, you cannot decrease your tax liability. You cannot decrease your tax liability, but suppose you wish to declare the PGBP income of 27 lakh. Can you file the updated return? Answer is yes, you can file the updated return. You can file the updated return. So in simple word, suppose earlier you already filed the return. Now you want to file the updated return. You can file, but in updated return, your tax liability cannot be decreased. Your tax liability cannot be decreased. If there is a decrease in tax liability, you cannot file the updated return. But suppose here it is an increase in tax liability, yes, you can file the updated return. One more example. Yes, suppose guys, you have not filed any return at all, but there is a case of refund. Means your TDS was deducted. There are various clients in the market. Their TDS is already deducted, TDS, TCS deducted, collected. They have not filed the return. They forget the date, and suppose date is already passed. After some time, they realize that there is a refund. Can you file the updated return and claim the refund? Answer is no. Under updated return, refund is not possible. Under updated return, refund is not possible. You cannot claim the refund in the updated return. So you cannot claim the refund in the updated return. So in simple word, I can say that updated return, this section is beneficial for the department, because department will get the 25% extra tax or 50% of extra tax. That is not for your use. Now question is that, sir, when it will be beneficial for us? Guys, it is like in the practical life, there are very few cases, few people, they are preferring this section. This is possible only when, for an example, when you, like earlier you were not honest, and suppose you have not declared any income, some income, you miss some income, and after that, after some time you realize that there may be possibility in assessment they will catch you and all. So you can file the updated return and you can declare the income. So that is the only when you are like, you know, that you are afraid that if any assessment come and in future if anything has happened and you want to save yourself from that future litigation and all, then guys, you can just file the updated return and pay the whatever tax is due, along with the additional tax also you have to pay, that is 25% of additional tax or 50% of additional tax. That much you have to pay as a additional tax. Now one more point. Yes, directly we will discuss from the book. So all people, check your book. So in your book, it is given on the page number 287, I think. On the page number 287. So just check the page number 287. Here, 287. All people, pay attention. Updated return. Section 139(8)(a), updated return, added by Finance Act 2022 with effect from the 1st April 2022. So from 1st April 2022, that updated return concept came into the law. So after 1st April 2022, for any earlier year, you can file the updated return. If that due date under section 139(1) or 139(4) is already expired, then you can file under section 139(8)(a). Now there is a one notice given. A student may do this part after completing the interest topic for the better understanding. 234 ABC interest we already completed. So we are doing here updated return. Now updated return means any person may furnish an updated return of his income or the income of any other person in respect of which he is assessable. Now income of any other person in which he is assessable, it means clubbing. For an example, like my son income is clubbed in my hand, then I can file the updated return like that, because income is clubbed in my hand. The provision of this section are applicable from 1st April 2022. Now time limit. Updated return under section 139(8)(a) can be submitted at any time within the 24 months from the end of the relevant assessment year. For instance, updated return for the assessment year 22-23 can be filed till 31st March 2025. Now, who can submit the updated return? Updated return can be submitted by any person, whether or not he has furnished the return under section 139(1), 139(4) or 139(5) for any assessment year, for an assessment year. So suppose if you have filed the return or not filed the return, you can file the updated return. Now there are some other points. Point number 1. If a person has sustained a loss for any previous year and he has already submitted the return of loss for that year within the due date under section 139(1), then he can furnish the updated return for that year under section 139(8)(a), where such return is a return of income. Means suppose earlier you already filed the return and you claim the losses, and losses you can carry forward. But guys, if you wish to file the updated return for that year, then you have to file the return of income. Means I can take an example. For an example, for assessment year 21-22, suppose you declare the assessment year 21-22, you declare the losses of 7 lakh rupees. Now, and you file the return under section 139(1), you can carry forward the losses and all. Yes. Now guys, you wish to file the return under section 139(8)(a), then you have to file the return with the income. And suppose you declaring the income of the 9 lakh rupees here, you can file the updated return for that year. Answer is yes. No. But there is a one catch on the second point. This point says that if as a result of submitting updated return under section 139(8)(a), the quantum of carry forward of losses or unabsorbed depreciation or MAT AMT credit is to be reduced for any subsequent year, then updated return shall be furnished for each of the subsequent year also. Now guys, what happened? Suppose for an example, here the second point says that this year earlier you declared the losses of 7 lakh rupees, so you file the return, and guys, this year losses you will carry forward to the next year, and next year there may be possibility you have set off that losses. Now suppose in the next year, and here guys, that next year is assessment year 22-23, and in 22-23 what happened? You already set off this losses. In 22-23 what happened? You already set off this losses. Now you are filing the updated return of this year and you're declaring the income. So can I say that that loss don't have any value now? So guys, but you already set off the losses in this year. So for this year also you have to file the updated return and you have to ignore that losses. For this year, that is assessment year 22-23, also you have to file the updated return and you have to ignore that losses because you already set up the losses. That is not relevant losses because really now you filing the updated return and you declaring the income. So obviously there is no question of losses. So that losses you have to ignore in the next year also, means in next year also you have to file the updated return. You got my point or not? Yes. Now guys, one more point. When updated return cannot be submitted. Now there are some cases where you cannot file the updated return. When? In the following cases, updated return cannot be submitted. When? First is, if updated return is the return of the loss, that I already discussed, that if there is a loss return, you cannot file as updated return. Second is, if updated return has effect of decreasing the total tax liability. Suppose your tax liability is decreasing. Earlier you declared the income 20 lakh. Now under updated return, can you declare the income 15 lakh? Answer is no, because here you have to increase the tax liability only. So here, if updated return has an effect of decreasing the total tax liability, determined on the basis of return file under section 139 145, or a result of refund, means you cannot like ask for refund or increasing the refund due to the basis of return furnished under section 139 145 of such person for the relevant assessment year. Now point number third says that a person shall not be eligible to furnish a updated return. Now there are some cases also where you cannot file the updated return. One is, suppose raid is conducted. If search is conducted, raid is conducted, you cannot file the updated return. So point number A, if search has been initiated under section 132, yesterday we have discussed about the 132, that raid is conducted. So suppose search is conducted under section 132, or books of accounts or other document or any asset are requisite under section 132A in case of such person. So guys, suppose search is conducted then guys, you cannot file the updated return for that year as well as any earlier year. Means suppose search conducted in the current year, then current year updated return you cannot file, as well as the earlier year also updated return you cannot file. They clearly mention in the note. So pay attention. The provision of this provision is for the assessment year relevant to the previous year in which search is initiated. For that year, you cannot file the updated return, or survey is conducted, or requisition is made, or any proceeding for such assessment year. For instance, in any preceding such assessment year. For instance, if search is initiated on the 10 May 2025. So can I say that this is the previous year 25-26? I can say that assessment year 26-27. So assessment year 26-27 and any preceding assessment year, you cannot file the updated return. Why? Because what will happen, you know that many times, like suppose for an example, in your case, raid is conducted and you know that the department got some huge money, then you may file the updated return and declare that money for in the last year and all. They says that no, suppose raid conducted in this previous year, then for this previous year as well as any earlier previous year, you cannot file the updated return. So point number A says that okay, if search has been initiated under section 132, or books of accounts or other document or any asset are requisite under section 132A. Requisition means request from any other authority, like search conducted by the FEMA or search conducted by any other authority, then they will request the books of accounts, document and asset all. That is called requisition. Now, second part. A survey has been conducted under section 133A. If survey is conducted, but other than guys TDS TCS survey, TDS TCS survey was very small survey. Na? In the yesterday lecture, we have discussed that they will just visit your office and they will ask about the TDS TCS compliance. That is called TDS TCS survey. That is very limited survey. So in case of the TDS TCS survey, you may file the updated return, but other than TDS TCS survey, you cannot file the, in case of normal survey, you cannot file any updated return. Or third part, a notice has been issued to effect that any money or bullion or jewelry or a valuable article or things seized or requisitioned under section 132 or 132A in case of any other person belongs to such person. What is the meaning of that? I will tell you. Suppose guys, a raid is conducted in case of any other assessee. I can take an example. Raid conducted in case of my uncle. My uncle home, raid is conducted, but during that raid, suppose some money, what they got some money, they seize some money, bullion, jewelry, any other article and things, that is belongs to me. So that is belongs to me. So what they will do, you know that assessing officer of my uncle, he will hand over that asset to the assessing officer of me, that is BB. So guys, I cannot file the updated return. My uncle cannot file the updated return, as well as I am also not eligible to file the updated return. So here raid is conducted on any other person, but during that raid, if there is any money, bullion, jewelry, any other valuable article and things, that is belongs to me. That is belongs to me. In that particular case, I cannot file the updated return. Now next part. A notice has been issued to the effect of that any books of accounts or documents seized or under section 132 or requisitioned under section 132A in case of any other person pertains to any other information contained therein related to such person. Like raid conducted at the place of my uncle, but they got some document information and that is pertains to or relates to me, then I cannot file the updated return. So here I can say that this 4 people cannot file the updated return. One is raid conducted on any person, that person cannot file the updated return. Survey conducted other than TDS TCS survey, you cannot file the updated return. Or suppose raid conducted on any other person, means raid conducted in case of any other person, but there any books of accounts, document or any asset is seized that belongs to, relates to, pertains to you, then you cannot file the updated return for that year as well as any preceding year. Now guys, point number 4, they have given certain more cases where updated return is not possible. So point number 4, no updated return shall be furnished by any person for the relevant assessment year where an updated return has already been furnished by him under section 139(8)(a) for that relevant assessment year. Means you already filed the return earlier, you already filed the return, updated return, then again you cannot file the updated return. Now second point, any proceeding for assessment or reassessment or recomputation or revision of income is pending or has been completed for the relevant assessment year in his case. Suppose your assessment is already completed for that year, you cannot file the updated return. Your assessment is already completed for that year, then you cannot file the updated return. So either assessment is completed or assessment is already going on, assessment is pending. Suppose a scrutiny notice is issued. Suppose they issue the scrutiny notice. When you got the scrutiny notice, it means assessment is already started. You cannot file the updated return for that year. So either assessment is pending or assessment is completed. You cannot file the updated return for that year. Now second part. The AO has information, means AO got some information in respect of such person for the relevant assessment year in his possession under the Prevention of the Money Laundering Act 2002 or a Black Money Undisclosed Foreign Income and Asset and Imposition of Tax Act 2015. or Prohibition of the Benami Property Transaction Act 1988, and the smugglers and foreign exchange manipulators forfeiture of property act 1976, and the same has been communicated to him prior to date of filing of the return under section 139(8)(a). Means regarding you, suppose AO is having some information, and that AO got this information either under Prevention of the Money Laundering Act 2002, or a Black Money Act 2015, or Prohibition of Benami Property Act 1988, or a Smuggling and Foreign Exchange Manipulator Act 1976, and suppose they already intimated you that information, means they already communicated you that information, they are having the information related to you under this act, they got the information, then you cannot file the updated return. You are not allowed to file the updated return. Or suppose for an example, AO got the information under DTAA, double taxation avoidance agreement, suppose from Swiss bank they got the information and all, and that information is already communicated to you, then you cannot file the any updated return. Now last point, information for the relevant assessment year has been received under the agreement under section 90 or 90A, that is double taxation avoidance agreement with the foreign country, in respect of such person, and the same has been communicated to him prior to the date of his filing the return under section 139(8)(a). So suppose they got the information and they already communicated you, then guys you cannot file the updated return. Next part, any prosecution proceeding under so and so chapter have been initiated for relevant assessment year in respect of such person prior to date of filing of return under section 139(8)(a). Now prosecution means jail is already initiated under so and so chapter of the income tax. It means against you, if prosecution is already initiated, then guys for that year you cannot file the updated return. And last part, if he is a person or belongs to class of person as may be notified by the CBDT. CBDT may notify certain more person, in respect of those person they cannot file the updated return. So here it is an open point, CBDT may issue the notification and they may notify certain more person, they cannot file the updated return. Now guys, next point, updated return to be accompanied by proof of payment of tax as well as the additional income tax. Updated return cannot be submitted unless it is accompanied by the proof of payment of the tax under section 140B, that is tax and the additional tax. Now directly check that additional tax point that is given on the next page. So pay attention. Computation of additional tax. So what is the additional tax? The additional tax payable at the time of furnishing the updated return calculated is as follows. First is, if updated return is furnished after expiry of the time available under section 139(4) or 5, that time limit is already expired, means assessment year 31st December is already passed, but before the completion of 12 months from the end of the relevant assessment year, then you have to pay the 25% is additional tax of aggregate of the tax, surcharge, health and education cess and interest as computed above. And if updated return is furnished after the expiry of 12 months but before completion of 24 months from the end of the relevant assessment year, then you have to pay the 50% of the aggregate of the tax, that is plus surcharge plus health and education cess and interest as computed above. You got my point or not? Yes. So this is called your additional tax. Now guys, directly we will check the question. Directly check the question, and question number 1 mark as IMP, and I think this type of question they will ask you in the examination, because till now ICAI has issued the material for this section, but they have not included any example. They have included only one simple example that I will show you what example ICAI has given till now, but we have created 2 example on updated returns. So pay attention. First example, Mr. BB, 33 years age, is a resident individual. Suppose he has not submitted his return of income for the assessment year 21-22. So assessment year 21-22, we have not declared, we have not filed any return under section 139(1) or 139(4). The income tax department has not initiated any proceeding for the assessment year 21-22. There is no assessment is pending or completed. He intend to submit the return of income for assessment year 21-22 under section 139(8)(a) on 10 December 2022. So I wish to file the updated return on 10 December 2022. The following information is available. Now I wish to declare the income for assessment year 21-22 is 45,15,000. My advance tax is already paid in that year. Advance tax is already reflected in 26 AS. I already paid in that year. That was a 3 lakh rupees. And my TDS TCS also as per 26 AS, it is reflected is 70,000 rupees. Due date of return filing was 31st July 2021, because here we are talking about the assessment year 21-22. So that year my due date of return filing was 31st July 2021. Mr. BB wants to know whether or not updated return can be submitted and tax liability which he required to pay. Assume assessee has not opted the new taxation regime under section 115 BAC. So I have not opted the 115 BAC. So here all people pay attention. Question is that can I file the updated return or not? Answer is we will check. Your assessment year, they are talking about assessment year 21-22. So I can file the updated return till 31st March 2024. And here I am filing the updated return as on 10 December 2022. Here I am filing the updated return as on 10 December 2022. So can I file the updated return? Answer is yes. And here guys, I am filing within 1 year from the end of the relevant assessment year. So 25% will be the additional tax. Here 25% will be the additional tax. So how we will calculate the tax as well as additional tax as well as the interest under section 234 ABC and fees under section 234 F. So pay attention. Income as per updated return is 45,15,000. There is no issue with this income, 45,15,000. Now on that 45,15,000, just calculate the taxes. So here up to 2,50,000 there is no tax. 250 to 5,12,500, just carry the calculator. 5 lakh to 10 lakh there is a 1 lakh, and guys 10 lakh to 45,15,000 there is a 10 lakh 54,000 and 500. Here this is your total tax. Now just add the health and education cess. Surcharge is not applicable because this income is not more than 50 lakh. Surcharge is not applicable. Here health and education cess is 46 lakh 680. So total tax as per the return is 12 lakh 13,000 and 680. Now your TDS, TCS was deducted 70,000. You will get the credit of that. Answer is yes. Advance tax paid, you will get the credit of that also. Answer is yes. This credit is given. Okay, but after that you cannot claim the refund here. Huh? In updated return, you cannot claim the refund. So can I say that here your balance tax will be 8,43,680. This much tax you have to pay to the government. But here we will calculate the interest. First interest is interest under section 234A. Now guys, 234A interest is applicable for late filing of return. Question is that can you file the late return or not? Answer is yes. Here you filing the late return. You have not filed the return at all. And you are filing your return on the 10 December 2022, that is the late return. Because your due date was 31st July 2021, you are filing the return on the 10 December 2022, so that is the late return. You filing the late return, so 139(1) will be applicable, sorry, 234A will be applicable. Now 234A is applicable on whatever tax due on the return. So at the time of filing of return, your tax due is 8,43,680, but after taking the credit of TDS, TCS, advance tax, but obviously self-assessment tax you cannot reduce here. So here guys, 843,600 multiply by 1% per month or part of the month, and this interest will be run exactly after due date of return filing. That was 31st July 2021. So from 1st August 2021 till 10 December 2022, you are filing the updated return. So for this period, August, September, October, November, December and 12 month, total 17 month interest is applicable. That is 1,43,412 rupees. This is your interest under section 234A. So this is your interest under section 234A. Now 234B. 234B interest is for the payment of the short payment or not payment of the advance tax. Now guys, can I say that under this section, your 12,13,680 is your tax liability. Out of that, just take the TDS TCS credit. So if you take the TDS TCS credit, remaining should be paid by way of the advance tax, but you have paid only 3 lakh as advance tax. So here, can I say that 12,13,680 minus 70,000, remaining is 11,43,680. You should pay the advance tax of 11,43,680. But here you paid advance tax only 3 lakh, that is 90%, or it is not a 90% or more, it is less than 90%. So can I say that whatever the short payment of advance tax on this interest is applicable under section 234B, and it will be counted from the 1st April of assessment year till the date of payment of the taxes, and you are paying the taxes on the date on which you are filing the updated return. So here guys, on this particular amount, 8,43,600 at the rate 1% per month or part of the month, and 1st April 2021 till 10 December 2022, this interest is calculated under section 234B. Now 234C. So 234C is for the deferment of advance tax installment. So can I say that here your advance tax amount should be 11,43,000 and 680. This was the advance tax amount you should pay. But here you have paid advance tax only 3 lakh rupees, and guys, it was paid in the on the like for January 2021. So previous year was 2021, previous year was 2021. So in the first installment, that was 15 June 2021. First installment, second installment, third installment you miss, and directly before the fourth installment you paid the 3 lakh as advance tax. So can I say that first three installment there will be a interest under section 234C on the total amount of 11,43,680. So here 11,43,680 multiply by 15% in the first installment, you have not paid anything. So guys, on 1,71,500, 1% interest for the 3 month. Now on the second installment, 45% on 5,14,600 multiply by 1% for 3 month interest. Now in the third installment also, like there is a on 11,43,680 multiply by 1% for the 3 month. And guys, last installment before March, you already paid the 3 lakh. So can I say that 11,43,680 minus 3 lakh you already paid? So last installment interest will be on the 843,680 at the rate 1% for the 1 month, 8436. So this is the interest under section 234C. Now fees is also applicable under section 234F because you filed the late return. So 5,000 rupees is fees. So here total of the tax, interest and fees is 12,23,998 rupees. Here 12,23,998 rupees is a total tax, interest and fees. Now one more point, guys, this additional tax of 25%, it is not applicable on the fees. It is applicable only on the tax, health and education cess, surcharge and your interest. So here additional tax as per section 140B subsection 3 is a 25% of 12,18,998. Here it is a 12,23,998. But on this 5,000 rupees additional tax is not applicable. It is applicable only on the tax and interest. So here tax and interest comes to the 12,18,998 multiplied by 25%. So here total comes to the 3,04,750. Here total comes to the 3,04,750, that is your additional tax. So here total comes to the 15,28,948. 15,28,948. You understood or not? This is called your additional tax and updated return under section 139 subsection 1. Now guys, ICI already given one example, and how ICI has given the example, I'm just showing you from the ICI website, that is in the student portal, board of study. And here if we check the study material for the final, and for final study material, direct tax supplementary they have given. So this is the direct tax supplementary they have given for of the 280 pages, but everything is already covered in our our book. So there is no need to check from the supplementary, everything is already covered. So directly we will check the updated return part. So here guys, updated return in the ICI material, they have given here updated return after trust topic, TDS, after TDS, here it is about the updated return. Yeah. 234A is given. Wait a minute. 234B, income tax authority. 139. Yeah, this was a 139.1. We already completed. 139A related to PAN number. After that, yeah, this is the updated return. So here guys, similar to whatever we have discussed, that non-applicability, if there is a loss return, if there is a decreasing in the tax liability, that is given. Now ICI has given one example. in updated return, and what example ICAI has given? Yeah, this is one example, very simple example. This is one example given by ICAI. So very simple example, pay attention. Pay attention to this example, huh? Mr. X would like to furnish the updated return for the assessment year 21-22. In case he has furnished the updated return of income, he would liable to pay the 2,50,000 towards the tax and 35,000 towards the interest after adjusting the tax interest paid at the time of file the earlier return. So here additional tax is 2,50,000 plus 35,000 is interest. So 2,85,000 is tax on the updated return. Now you are required to examine whether Mr. X can furnish the updated return or not. Can he file the updated return or not? So guys, assessment year 21-22 will be end by 31st March 2022. So on 31st March 2023, can he file the updated return? Answer is yes, because till 31st March 2024, he can file the updated return. So on first answer will be yes, but he has to pay the additional tax of 25%, and 25% means 2,85,000 multiplied by 25% comes to the 71,250. Now on the second 28 Feb 2024, yes, you can file the updated return, but you have to pay the 50% of additional tax, and 50% of additional tax will be 2,85,000 multiplied by 50%. It comes to the 1,42,500. And third is 31st May 2024, and on 31st May 2024, you can file the updated return. Answer is no, because it is after the 2 years from the end of the relevant assessment year. Now they ask, if yes, compute the amount of additional income tax payable by Mr. X at the time of filing of updated return. And would your answer be different with respect to filing of updated return in case number 2 above, where he has received the notice under section 147 for that year? Like notice, receive the notice under section 147 means assessment is already pending. And when assessment is pending, he cannot file the updated return. So this is the solution. Just check it. This is the solution. Just check it. Just read it from here only. Oh, bhai sahab. Wait a minute. Huh. Just read. Just read it. This is only one example given by the ICAI. Done, people? If you're done, then say done. If you have completed, then just say done. Yes, people, done. Yes, sir. So this is one simple example given by the ICAI. Only this much one example is given by ICAI. Okay. Now, guys, I'm going to take the second example, and that second example is obviously an extraordinary example. I think that concept will not asked by the ICAI in the examination, because that will be very obviously it is not that easy example. But I have included that earlier you already filed the return. Mahesh, that interest remain 235. It is just an assumption by the ICAI, but that is also not a correct. Na? How interest can be 35,000 and all the time? In this example, when ICAI created this example, so there is a mistake. Okay, like how 35,000 interest can be same on this all dates? Interest will be will be different na, on the different date, obviously, because 234 ABC will change, so interest will be different na, on this date. At least 234 A and B will be changed na. Huh? But assume, this is one assumption here. Okay, now one more point. This example in number 2 is very interesting example. This example I have created here, if assessee already filed the return earlier and now he is filing the updated return, then how that interest under section 234 ABC will change. How this interest under section 234 ABC will change, that is the one example I have created. So example number 2, pay attention. Here, Mr. Hari, 47 years, resident individual, for the assessment year 21-22, means previous year 2021. He submit the return of the income under section 139(4) on 20th December 2021. On 20th December 2021. So guys, he is filing the return of that year on 20th December 2021. I can say that under section 139(4). So just first check whatever given till there. Example number 2, just check it. Example number 2 is very simple. There is no concept of updated return. Updated return concept will be in the example number 3. So just check the example number 2 and just tell me everything is correct or not. Interest and all, everything is correct or not. Just check it. After that, I will take the example number 3. Yes, people, there is one correction, I think, and that correction is, can example number 2, in the question that TDS amount is not given, but there is a TDS of the 1,30,000. So that is not given here, but here it should be a TDS. So just write here TDS, TCS is 1,30,000. So TDS TCS is 1,30,000. That is in the question. Okay. I think otherwise everything is right. Everything is right. Otherwise there is no issue. Now guys, example number 3 is very interesting. That is in the continuation of example number 2. Now example number 3 says that for assessment year 21-22, assessee already filed the return earlier under section 139(4). So under section 139(4), assessee already filed the return. Now he wishes to file the return as an updated return under section 139(8)(a). Can he file so? and what will be the additional tax and all. So pay attention. For assessment year 21-22, Hari wants to declare the additional income of 35,50,000. He wished to declare the additional income of 35,50,000, which was not included in the original return by mistake of his accountant. So accountant made the mistake and accountant not included this income. Now TDS against this new income, is 2,80,000 as per the form number 26 AS, which was also not claimed in the original return. Earlier that TDS credit has not claimed that 2,80,000. They will claim in the now updated return. Answer is yes. He wants to know the tax implication if he submit the updated return on the 10 March 2024. So guys, here for the assessment at 21-22, he is filing before 31st March 2024. Answer is yes. And that is after 31st March 2023. Answer is yes under section 139 8A. Now solution is given. Income and tax computation for the assessment year 21-22 after including the undisclosed income. So how tax will be computed? So first you will compute the tax on the total 55,75,000, means that new income as well as that earlier income. So new income as well as earlier income, your tax comes to the, on the new income as well as the earlier income, your tax comes to the 14, here it is comes to the 14,85,000. Now surcharge is applicable. Answer is yes, because income is more than 50 lakhs. Surcharge is applicable at the rate 10%. Health and education cess is applicable, so and so. So that is the tax as per the written income. As per the updated return, your tax is 16,98,840. Now guys, you will get the TDS TCS credit. Answer is yes. Earlier TDS TCS 1,30,000 you already claimed. Now 2,80,000 also, which you have not claimed, and advance tax 1 lakh rupees you already claimed. You will get the credit of that. And guys, as well as the self-assessment tax you paid on the 20th December 2021. When you file the return under section 139(4), na, that time you paid the self-assessment tax of the 2,06,800. That also you will get the credit. So here self-assessment tax you have paid here, that was 2,06,800. So that 2,06,800, that credit you will get here. So this is your balance tax. 9,82,040 is your balance tax. Now you have to pay this tax. Along with you have to pay the interest under section 234A, B, C. Now first is 234A. 234A is interest for late return filing. Is you file the late return, earlier return was late return? Answer is yes, that earlier return you filed the late, na. So guys, 234A was already computed, na. 234A was already computed earlier. So again 234A you will calculate, but 234A will be calculated only till the date of the original return, yaar. Original return, not for updated return. Why I have calculated in the last example, why I have calculated till updated return? Because updated return was first return. But in this particular example, you already filed the return earlier, na? You already filed the return on 20th December 2021. So guys, 234A will be calculated only till 20th December 2021, from the 1st August 2021 till 20th December 2021. And suppose earlier return you already filed under section 139(1), then obviously in updated return, like there will not be 234A, interest will not be counted because you have filed the return on the time now. Like you have to check that earlier return you have not filed, then 234A will be counted till the updated return you are filing, because updated return is your first return. But suppose earlier you already filed the return under section 139(1) or 139(4), then 234A will be counted only till the date of filing of that return, So here, interest under section 234A. 234A is applicable on the tax as per the return. So here tax as per the return is, but without taking the credit of self-assessment tax. Obviously you will take the credit of TDS TCS advance tax, but without taking the self-assessment tax credit. So 11,88,840 multiply by 1%, but this interest will be only for the 5 months. That is from 1st August 2021 till 20th December 2021, and that interest comes to 59,440. But guys, out of this 59,440, already you paid the 234A at the time of filing of original return. So when you file the earlier return, that time you already paid this 10,340 as 234A interest. So you will get the credit of that now, because you already paid that interest. So here you already paid the interest 10,340. So you will have to pay only 49,100 interest under section 234A now. Now second is interest under section 234B. And interest under section 234B is for the interest for the short payment of advance tax or not payment of advance tax. Now guys, as per this updated return, can I say that you must pay the advance tax is 16,98,840 minus 4,10,000 TDS. So here 16,98,840 minus 4,10,000 as TDS. So remaining is 12,88,000, 12,88,840 you must pay as a advance tax. But you have paid only 1 lakh. You have paid only 1 lakh. So short payment is 11,88,840. So on 11,88,840, interest will be counted from 1st April of assessment date till the date of payment of taxes. Guys, in between you paid the taxes now. In between, on the 20th December 2020, when you already paid the 2,06,800. So first interest will be counted on 11,88,840 from 1st April 2021 till 20th December 2021. And guys, after that interest will be only on the 9,82,040. Because you already paid this much taxes. So here I have calculated on 11,88,800, 1% is applicable from 1st April till the December 20th December. And here part of the month will be considered as full month. So I have considered the 9-month interest here. So 9-month interest, this is the interest amount 1,06,992. And after that, guys, on the remaining amount, because here you paid the self-assessment tax on the 20th December 2021, you already paid the self-assessment tax of the 2,06,800. So now remaining amount is 9,82,100. Interest is applicable from 1st January 2022, because for December month you already considered total 9 month here. So from 1st January 2022 till the date of the updated return. So till the date of the updated return, that interest will be calculated on 9,82,000 rupees. So this is your interest. And guys, you already paid the interest in the earlier return. That interest was 18,612. So here 18,612, you will get the credit, and remaining interest will be 234B interest. Now last is 234C, that is the short like deferment of advance tax. Now 234C will be again counted here, because you are filing the updated return, income is higher. So you again 234C will be calculated, and now you will take the advance tax liability as per like this updated return. So advance tax should be, can I say that here after reducing 16,98,000 minus 4,10,000, so remaining is 12,88,840. So this much multiply by, first take the 15% of after that 45%, third installment 75%, fourth installment 100%, whatever advance tax you have paid in between on the 20th November 2022, that is before third installment. So you will consider in the third installment you will consider the 1 lakh rupees, and for the third and fourth installment you will take only 12,88,840. You understood my point or not? Yes. So here I have given. So here guys, here in the third installment and fourth installment, I have considered the 1 lakh rupees advance tax you paid, and this is the 234C. You already paid the 234C this much earlier. So remaining is this much is a 234C interest. Now guys, here fees under section 234F you already paid in the original return. So obviously now again there is no need to pay. So here this is the nil. So in simple word, here your total interest as well as tax as well as fees is a 14,34,250. Now you have to pay the additional tax of 50%. So I just calculated here 50%, and this is the total amount that you have to pay before filing the updated return. So before filing the updated return, you have to pay the 21,51,380. That is including your additional tax of 50%. You got my point or not? Yes. So this is the completion of your updated return part. Now guys, what is given here, how to calculate the 234B and all, they have given. If you skip now, then also it's okay, because like we already covered this part through the example. We already covered this particular part. SSC has not furnished the return, then updated return is treated as your first return. And how to calculate the tax? So just calculate the tax and just take the TDS TCS advance tax credit that we already done in the example number 1. So this was example number 1. And where SSC has already filed the earlier return, this was your example number 3rd. So in example number 3rd, we already considered this part. Okay. Now how to calculate the 234B, that is we already consider in the example number 1 and example number 3. So through example, we already covered this part. Okay. Now there are some other point also. The following point should be noted. If no earlier return is furnished, then interest payable under section 234 shall be calculated on the basis of tax on the total income as declared in the updated return. We already considered that. If earlier return is furnished and interest payable under section 234 shall be computed after considering the total income furnished in the updated return as per the return income. We already did that. Okay, 234C also change. In the updated return, yes. And for the purpose of additional tax, interest payable shall be interest charged under any provision of the act on the income as per the updated return, as reduced by the interest paid in the earlier return, that you will get the credit. However, the interest paid in the earlier return shall be considered to be nil if the no earlier return has been furnished. So obviously you have not filed any earlier return, then whatever interest paid in earlier return will not be considered because there was no earlier return at all. So this point we already covered through the example number 1 and example number 2. Example number 1 you can mark as IMP because that is expected question in the examination. I think 4-mark question, either there will be one simple question whatever given by the ICAI, or maximum they can give the question whatever we have discussed in the example number 1. This type of question they may ask. Obviously they will not ask the question where you already filed the return earlier and now again updated return and all interest calculation, because that will be a very big question and it will need approx 40-50 minutes to solve that question. So obviously they will not ask that much big question from this concept. So they will ask you the question either similar to the question number 1 or one question that is given by the ICAI. So this is the completion of one concept related